is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
The first reading, a reading from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verses 1 to 5, 5 to 9. Moses spoke to the people and said, Now Israel, hear the statutes and decrees, which I am teaching you to observe, that you may live and may enter in and take possession of the land, which the Lord, the God of fathers, is giving you. Therefore, I teach you the statutes and decrees, as the Lord my God has commanded me, that you may observe them in the land you are entering to occupy. Observe them carefully, for thus will you evidence of your wisdom and intelligence to the nations, who will hear of all those statutes and say, This great nation is truly a wise, intelligent people. For what great nation is there that has God so close to us as the Lord our God is to us, whenever we call upon him? Or what great nation has statutes and decrees that are the just as his whole law, which I am setting before you today? However, take care and be earnestly on your guard, not to forget the things which your own eyes have seen, nor let them slip from the memory as long as you live, but teach them to your children and to your children's children. The word of the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 5, verses 17 to 19. Jesus said to his disciples, Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have come not to abolish, but to fulfill. Amen, I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not the smallest letter or the smallest part of a letter will pass from the law, until all things have taken place. Therefore, whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do so will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever obeys and teaches these commandments will be called greatest in the kingdom of heaven. This is the gospel of the Lord.
My dear friends in Jesus Christ, in today's gospel, we listen to Jesus' words that he says that he didn't come to abolish the law, to demolish the law, but to fulfill it, every word in it. And thereby, he says, he is fulfilling it. He gives a new interpretation to those laws. Laws, according to the Jewish tradition, customs, the 10 commandments multiplied, and there were many do's and do nots in their customs. And it was a burden to the human being or the Jewish people. Jesus summarizes it and says, love, that is the basic one. But he says, I came to not to abolish, but to fulfill every law. When a law is passed, there's a spirit of the law. Why the law came into being, that's a spirit. And the letter of the law, what the law means. People think that fulfilling the letter of the law would save them. But it is more than that. That's the spirit of the law. We too, as Christians, sometimes we take this letter of the law very serious, so much so serious that we forget the spirit of the law. We think that, okay, fulfilling it, that we might be saved like the Pharisees. We go to church for Sunday Mass, and by going there, receiving the Holy Communion, we presume that we will be saved. But the question should be asked is, do I know why I should go and attend the Holy Mass? What's the meaning of it? We don't. We think Sunday Mass is important, that we go there. Confession is important, we go and confess to a priest. The sacraments are important, Yes, they are. But if we don't interiorly, if we don't take those sacraments very seriously, if we don't internalize those, then what profit we gain? It becomes a mere practice. And on a surface level, we will be the same sinful person. Let us, dear friends, go more deeper and study and to know what we practice, so that we may not just follow the rules and regulations, but we do it with meaningful manner. If someone asks, why do you do that? We must be able to answer it, because our faith must bear witness. Therefore, dear friends, let us to try to understand the God's laws and regulations and fulfill it, especially during Lent season. Let us give a serious study and to know why do we do certain things. Especially during Lent season, the prayers that we do, the way of the crosses, we meditate on God's passion, Jesus' passion, death and resurrection, and we offer it to some soul, some intention. And also the practices of praying, the holy hour, the confession, the sacraments must be the source of our lives. All the other prayers that we do should lead us to these sacraments. Holy Mass, confession. Therefore, dear friends, let us be faithful to our practices and to know the meaning of why do we practice, why do we live, and how do we live our faith by doing so. Amen.